What's up, guys? It's time for Who News you probably won't remember next week. That's all right, because you'll be back for more. This is the first episode of Money 23, and I appreciate you checking in and listening and coming to watch the show because it's all about you. So we got weird news as always. We've got some stuff maybe from TMZ because we've been reading your messages and you're like, bring back the TMZ segment, please. So we're going to possibly see what we can find on there. We got On This Day in History, and we always have weird news from themirror.co.uk, and then we bring it on home with something else. So stick around. It's Who News you probably won't remember next week. Let's go. Vaughn Joseph here does Who News you probably won't remember next week. My seat's not where I want it, but it doesn't matter because we're already in shot. So let's just get it in and get it on so I can go to the gym and work it out, baby. So January 2nd, hope you guys had a good new year. You got your New Year's resolutions in order. Some stuff that you're not going to do past like March, if you're lucky, like go to the gym, which is going to be an interesting scenario today. Going to see all these cuckoos in there because people here still have the day off. So that means I'm going to be stuck on a treadmill for an hour. Good for them, though, for at least trying. Giving it the old Mission College try. If you know what film that's from, leave a comment below, and I will send you $20. So the first 3 people that get it right, $20. U.S. or U.K. I don't even care where you stay. You're getting some cash today because that's how we're rolling in Money 23. Let's get on with it. National Calendar Day. It is National Thank God It's Monday Day. I've never, ever heard of it ever being Thank God It's Monday. It's always Friday. I even have a restaurant named after that day, that crummy restaurant with that crummy food. We even have those out here in England now. Anyway, National Cream Puff Day. So if you wanted to have a cream puff, today's your day. So you can blow off your diet already on the first day of the year, the second technically, the first working day, and have a cream puff. National Buffet Day. Okay, come on. We're here trying to promote a healthier lifestyle. I've already said I'm going to the gym. And I've already said hats off to all you people that are at the gym on today, this first day back in business. And we've started off with National Cream Puff Day, which looks like a punchki, and National Buffet Day. Now, shouldn't we be monitoring our caloric intake a little bit better than going to a buffet? I mean, there's nothing wrong with a little Ponderosa, a little country buffet, Old Country Buffet. What's the name of that place in LA that we used to go to with the buffet? It was Old Country Buffet, I think. Anyway, and the next National Calendar Day, National Personal Trainer Awareness Day. We need to click on that because I'm aware. Oh, look, there's a personal trainer over there. Are you aware that there's a personal trainer over there? Yeah, I'm aware of it. Run that way. What a weird day. National Science Fiction Day. Okay, I'll buy into that one. And World Introvert Day. What is a World Introvert Day? Let's take a look. World Introvert Day on January 2nd serves as an opportunity for people around the world to better understand and appreciate introverts. An introvert is best defined as someone who focuses on internal feelings rather than external sources of stimulation. God, I'm an introvert. The opposite of an introvert is an extrovert. There are less introverts in the world than extroverts. It is estimated that 25 and 40% of the population are introverts. They are often described as being quiet, reserved, and introspective. Instead of receiving energy in social situations like extroverts do, introverts expend energy. Okay. I guess I'm kind of like I'm not right in the middle, but I'm probably more like 70-30. I like to be out and but a lot of times I'm just like, oh, get away from me. Are you an introvert or extrovert? Here are some ways to tell if you're more introverted. Okay, you can look that up on your own time. We're moving right along. Wow. On this day in history, January 2nd, if you were born on this day, happy birthday to you. You share birthdays with the likes of Christy Turlington, American fashion model, born in 1969. Todd Hayes, American screenwriter and director, born in 61. British photographer David Bailey, 1938. American author Isaac, I've never heard anyone pronounce this guy's name. He had a column in a newspaper back when I was in Detroit, when I lived in Detroit as a kid. And I used to always read it, and I don't know how to pronounce his name. So he's a Russian guy. Isaac Asimov, American author, 1920. Now, he was born in Russia, so why is he an American author? Because he just grew up in America? Anyway, and there's a Roman Catholic nun born in 1873, Saint Therese of Lisieux. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Probably not. Probably not. Featured event on this day. Oh my goodness. 1492, Granada reclaimed by Spain. On this day in 1492, Granada, home of the Alhambra Palace and the seat and final stronghold of the Moorish kingdom in Spain, was surrendered to the Catholic monarchs, Ferdinand II and Isabel I, ending the Reconquest. Now, here's a little. No, I'm not going to get into that. I take exception with Spain with regards to stuff like that, and I'll just say that. I went to a Spanish history museum with my mom. She came out to Spain to visit me for a week or so, and we went to a museum, and there was no history pre-1500, none. So, like, why are you not talking about the Moors? They ran this show for quite a while. I didn't like that, and that's the end of that. So, more events on this day. 2004, NASA. Okay. As you guys know, I'm partially blind. I want to make sure this stays out of shot. We'll just have to edit this out. Why is the memory card flashing? Do we not have enough storage on our card? Is that what's happening? No, we're good. So anyway, more events on this day. 2004, you guys, you remember 2004, NASA spacecraft Stardust collected dust grains from the comet Wild 2, and the cometary material was later revealed to contain the amino acid glycine, an essential building block of life. That means that there's probably some more life elsewhere out in the universe, out in the somewhere. I'm trying to get this laptop out of frame. Sorry about that. Okay, perfecto. Back to the action. 1967, American Republican politician Ronald Reagan, who previously worked as an actor, was sworn in as governor of California. He would later become the president of the United States of America. We love to hire a celebrity, don't we? Anyway, a lot of black and white pictures, and you know how I feel about these, and I don't get into these. Is that tomorrow? That's tomorrow. Eli Manning was born tomorrow. Michael Schumacher, German race car driver, born tomorrow. Mel Gibson tomorrow. But we're not in Tomorrowland. We are in today, and we're on to the weird news from themirror.co.uk. So that means that if you want to read these stories, because what I'll do in this segment, guys, is I'll hit the headlines, and then I'll gloss over them if they don't seem interesting enough. If they seem clickbaitable, we will click and we will read the article and probably give you a little commentary as well. But you can go check these stories out in full if I don't touch on them. So, I wed hypnotist who took me back to 15th century where I realized he's my dream man. Okay. My wife wants to change our 4-year-old's name, but I think it's too late. Yep, probably is. It's not a dog. I mean, it's really not too late. I changed my name legally recently. Do it. Kid can go by whatever. You change the kid's name. The kid can change its name at 18, right? And most people go by give it a middle name. Give her a middle name. Give her a middle name. And then maybe she can decide what she wants to go by instead of you saying your name's Isabella and she's like, I hate this name because it's a name of a pig in a movie or something like that. Former McDonald's worker shares best money. Oh, no, who cares? It's McDonald's. Couple ordered to cut height of 10,000-pound fence by half after neighbors complain. Oh, boy. These are not weird news stories as of yet. Anyway. I've been shaving my legs wrong for 20 years. My new method saves time and water. It's called laser hair removal. Okay. I had this conversation with a guy in the gym that I've been trying to get to do a podcast. Actually, let me just go ahead and just do this one live with him because this is for him. This is for him. And I'm going to do it right on the podcast. Just a segment, just a snippet. So I've been trying to get this guy in the gym to do a podcast based off of this question he asked me in the gym. Is when I was like, you need to do a podcast. People are only just realizing what AM and PM mean, and many guess the wrong answer. So do you guys know? People have been left gobsmacked after learning the meaning behind AM and PM, which many said they did not know, despite using the term regularly for years in conversation. Jack, do your podcast. We'll let you guys go and touch on this at themirror.co.uk if you want to read about it. I'm not following it up on the show. I just wanted to hassle this guy on the podcast. If you spent years thinking about what AM and PM mean, you could be wrong. Here's why people have been left. I'm going to teach you something. It's not weird news. I'm just going to leave it in. I'm going to leave it in, and we're just going to talk about it. People have been left amazed after learning the history behind the abbreviations. I know PM stands for post-meridian, right? While it should not come as a shock, the terms are used to refer to the morning and the afternoon. You might be surprised to realize AM does not stand for after midnight. Who thought? I never thought that. And PM isn't quite the same as past morning. I've never heard past morning ever either. Where do these people go to school that this is what they've been even thinking that this is what this means? Anyway, I'm being judgmental. Shame on me for having a good I can't even speak, and I'm about to dog and judge some people, and I can't even say quality education. Right. In response, lots of viewers were quick to admit they did not know. Others tried to guess the answer, but this is turned. Oh, for Christ's sakes! It's our first day back. Themirror.co.uk. Can you please? I'm emailing the Mirror today. I'm emailing the Mirror today, and I'm going to ask them, would you please hire me to edit or proofread your stuff? Because this is just not acceptable, you guys. We're just on the first day of the year, and you already have grammatical errors in your art. I understand you got a lot of articles to write. I get it. And these articles are probably not being posted up by your like top tier people because they're a little silly. I get it. Come on, bruh. How hard is it to get common, basic sentence structure? Am I overreacting? Yeah, probably. But when I have to read it every week on multiple days, it gets to be a little bit of a piece take. Anyway, moving right along. And I'm just going to start reading them as it is. In response, lots of viewers were quick to admit they did not know. Others tried to guess the answers. But this is turn revealed several were quite sure of the origins. Intern, right? Replying to the English Teens video, which gained thousands of views, one commenter guessed at morning and past morning. Okay. A second joke, Andy Murray and Post Malone. That's my favorite one. Post Malone and Andy Murray. All right, let's get on to it. However, the terms mean before midday and after midday. As Royal Museum's Greenwich, the home of Greenwich Mean Time, explains, AM stands for the Latin ante meridiem, translating to before midday. This is the time before the sun has crossed the meridian. PM stands for post meridian. I knew that one. So I'm half smart. After midday, after the sun has crossed the meridian. All right. I did learn something way back some time ago. Anyway, moving right along, because that took up way too much time. Life on one of the UK's cheapest streets where homes sell for just £25,000. Man, do you really want to live on a street where the houses only cost 25 grand? I mean, do you really? What caliber of individual? I mean, I'm being judgmental again, but that's not one of my New Year's resolutions, is to be less judgmental. It's not. Let's take a look and see where this is. Lancaster is one of the cheapest in the UK, with one home being valued at $25,000 in recent months. Meadow Street. Noted, it's quiet, has no amenities, and there's a boarded up pub. Sounds like a scene out of Walking Dead. Let's move there. But it has close access to plenty of everyday favorites: an Aldi, Home Bargains, McDonald's, and even a trampoline park. Now, so you can tell that there's, all right, I'm not going to say anything else about that place. I don't know anything about it. I don't have $25,000 to go buy a house there. Actually, that's a lie. I actually do. I could just go plunk down the cash if I wanted to, but I don't. Anyway, moving on. Shoppers order a huge fluffy rug. Okay, great for them. These is not weird stories. New Year's Day birthday sucks. I hate that people are always hungover. That's in tribute to Jordan Pice out there in Florida somewhere. If you need some pictures, go look them up. Living Nostradamus. Now we're getting somewhere. I've been waiting 20 minutes to get to the crazy stuff. Living Nostradamus warns anarchists will return in 2023 to mark beginning of the end. I wish I could make the camera shake. There has to be a camera shake app that I can put on my shot. All right. I mean, I understand that there's going to be some stuff going on in our world soon. They're trying to get us all on digital currency, digital IDs, digital everything by 2030, which means people that we haven't nominated to run things are going to be running things, and we're going to have to just capitulate or die, basically. That's when I think that the stuff's going to kick off. I'll just leave that at that. If you want to read about this living Nostradamus, I mean, you know, he's got a cool look, but he's no Nostradamus. He doesn't throw asparagus in the air and read it like tea leaves like last week's episode. Go check that lady out on the v3tv.uk website. If you need to check that one out, that's where you can find that one. Very interesting story. I've bought gifts in the sale for next Christmas, but husband says I'm stingy. She's not stingy. She's thinking ahead. She's being well prepared. Dad leaves Christmas dinner early after wife mocks teenage son's deadpan voice. Oh boy, come on. This is a case of never happy. I had a mechanic whenever I'd bring my old BMW in for something, and he would say, "Get rid of it, mate." What do you think I should do? Get rid of it, mate. That's what this guy should probably do. My girlfriend hated business class, but fumed when I downgraded her to economy. Wow. For many of us, flying in business class for a long-haul flight is a distant dream and something that is not likely to happen unless we win the lottery. Wow. So I was fortunate, and I've been fortunate enough to do that. So I've been blessed. But anyway, one man has faced a huge backlash from his girlfriend after he downgraded her business class ticket to economy, despite her claims that business class was rubbish and the wine list was not extensive enough. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? His girlfriend had never flown before, but was unimpressed by the service on a flight from Malaysia to America for Christmas. So told her boyfriend to downgrade her for the return leg. But she thought he would take it with a pinch of salt and was fuming when he actually did it. Good for him. Wherever you are, high five, bro. Get rid of her when you get back home because she's completely unappreciative. Well, all right. Let me reframe that. Let me unpack that a bit. Even though this isn't the podcast for such conversations, what kind of expectation did she have? She expected there to be a restaurant-sized wine list on a plane. She had never flown before, so she didn't know what to expect. But she's, does it say how old she is? I'm sure she's seen movies before and known what air travel looks like. I'm sure she's well aware that the size of a fuselage is only so big. They can only house but so much stuff. I mean, just basic logic would indicate that that's not going to be what's going to happen. You're not going to have a huge wine list. What do I know? Who cares? I bet you she shuts the hell up next time he books a flight. I flew home business class on a project, and I was like, I'm not going to lie. I wasn't that impressed with it. But I didn't complain. The only thing I did complain about is that business class, and this was British Airways, I believe, they have you facing, and then there's some seats that are facing the other way. So I'm sat there, and I had an empty a seat that's facing me, and there was a woman sat there, and she was very attractive. And I was with a group of actors. We were coming home from doing some stuff in Washington, D.C. I was talking to this woman. And I was with somebody, but it's nice to talk to somebody. She was older than me. She was probably late 50s, maybe, which means nothing. And then, of course, the guy who's in charge of our production is like, "Oh, excuse me, miss. We are all together. Would you mind?" So we had one guy who was sat like a couple rows up in business. "Would you mind switching with so we can all sit?" I'm like, I've been together with you guys for a week. I don't need to sit next to this guy. For the travel, can I just sit with the pretty lady? That was my only complaint. And then once that happened, I was like, you guys could just put me in coach and gave me the 2,000-3,000 pounds extra, put it in my pocket. Instead of, I'm just going to sleep anyway. And anyway, doctors told me to write a will at 27. Now I've climbed Ben Nevis and am a miracle. Good for her. Good for her. I really take exception with these doctors. No, I don't. I don't think it's right when they say you've got weeks to live and these people lived on for years and longer, decades. It's just, I think there's something inside our heads that really just, you got it in you, we don't understand our brains. And I think it's impossibly more powerful than we think it is. Woman cries after fiance's family present her with coal as a Christmas gift. This is probably the girl who just gave up her complaining about her ticket on business class. People gobsmacked over size of Bigfoot jumbo sausage at local chip shop. All right, see, this happens every single show. And this is why I always say I'm going to start to vet I should have at least a couple in the tuck. So when I come to do the show, I've got something good for you. But that being said, I do got some stuff in the tuck. Now that I think about it, I got some stuff right here that I can reference 9 butt exercises, much better than squats. All I look on my phone and I see a butt. So I had to stop. Sorry. Anyway, let's get to the podcast section here of the stories that we've been saving. Man who was a convicted cannibal didn't understand why no one else wanted to eat human flesh. Really? A cannibal who admitted killing a woman and then eating her once said he didn't understand why people didn't have the urge to eat human flesh. To be fair, a lot of us eat human flesh. Do you bite your nails? I won't pronounce his name right. Isai Sagawa from Japan, brutally murdered. Okay, most of us aren't brutally murdering people and then eating them. Sopping up their fingers with a biscuit and gravy. Mutilated and then ate his classmate, Renee Hartevelt, in 1981. At the time, Sagawa, who earned the nickname the Kobe Cannibal, was a student at Sorbonne University in Paris. I didn't say that one right, I'm sure. And had invited her over to his flat apartment in the city. Once there, he shot her in the neck with a rifle and went out to defile the body before eventually consuming parts of her flesh. He placed the rest of the body into a suitcase and took it to a nearby park. But it wasn't long before he was caught and arrested. He then admitted to cops that he killed her in order to eat her flesh. During a chilling interview with Vice in 2009, Sagawa, who died last month at age 73, said he couldn't fathom why everyone didn't have the urge to go cannibal. It's not like it's vegan. It's not like there's all these amazing health benefits to going cannibal. God dang. People are crazy. That is crazy news. That's weird news. That kind of stuff is what should be on this website. Not, my friend didn't invite my child to her daughter's birthday party. I'm fuming. That's not weird news, you guys. Knock it off. I need to be a contributor to this website. All right, let's try and find you one more, and then I'm going to move on to something else, because this is why we might be bringing TMZ back, because these are just nonsense. My neighbor keeps parking across my drive. People say I'm petty, asking them to stop. You're not petty, especially coming from an American. I've already told you the story about the girl I say girl. This just shows my emotional immaturity. Excuse me, this woman that I used to date, whose neighbor, we came home, her neighbor was blocking her driveway. And I was like, and then she just parked her car on the street. I'm like, why don't you just go say, excuse me, you're blocking the drive, I can't get on my drive. She's like, oh no. I was like, I'm sure they didn't mean to, and it's not like they're going to be like, well, I never. English people are they're either like, ah, or they're like, ah. It's a fine line. It's a fine line. Anyway, we'll go to one more page. What always happens here is that I leave, and then when I come back to edit the shows and put in the pictures or whatever else, I find like the weirdest stories that you could ever imagine. And it's like I somehow missed them while we were doing the pod, or they came added after we recorded the show. We wanted to leave holiday early as best friend refused to turn heating on. Okay, we covered this one on Friday's show or Saturday, whenever we did our last show. I refused to go to cousin's baby shower, and she showed up at my wedding pregnant. So what? All right, we're out of here. I give up with this. TMZ, you got 10 seconds to impress me, and then we're out of here if you don't. Britney Spears out with the new, back into the old, selling $11.8 million home. Wow. That girl is paid. Why do you need a home? I mean, I don't know. Do you really need a home that's 11,500 square feet? And you're one person? She's got kids. How many? 2, I think? There's a bug in here. This is why we keep the studio doors shut. I mean, I don't understand. God, this is not the time for you. I'm telling you. If you want to make it through the day, leave me alone. I don't understand. This driveway is so big, there's a semi truck. There's two of them parked on your driveway. I mean, I'm not going to lie. If I had that kind of money, I might, but I would have reason to have it. Like, I would have a massive podcast studio. I'd probably have a massive gym. I would have a video game room because I like, like arcades and stuff. Indoor pool, outdoor pool if you're in LA. I don't know. I get it. I mean, when you look at it, it's probably not as big as it looks on this picture, but I mean, it's pretty damn big. It's got 2 pools. Quit playing. And it looks like there's a golf hole. Par 3. Okay, if you got a par 3 on your property, you're balling. I want a par 3. Can I get a par 3? I want to play golf at home. Can I get a par 3? Mekhi Phifer, there'll never be an 8 Mile sequel. Leave classics alone. There's no point in leaving classics alone. There's money to be made in familiarity. Franchise. Mekhi Phifer should be begging for an 8 Mile sequel. Mekhi Phifer has some bad news for 8 Mile fans on the heels of the flick's platinum anniversary. Don't waste time looking for a sequel, quote, because it ain't happening. I mean, they could do a sequel. They could do a sequel. I mean, Eminem's not as hot as he was, but I'd go home to be in an 8 Mile sequel. Can I be in 8 Mile too? I used to live on 8 Mile. Underneath my friend Marlo Erla, who's no longer the Erla. She's got a yoga studio. If you're in Michigan, Waterford, Michigan, go check out Chayla Yoga. Go see Marlo Ziegler. Tell her the Vaughn Johseph show sent you and get a discount. I'll compensate her for the discount she gives you, right? Just go and support private business. She owns her own yoga studio. Judge Judy happy for Justin Bieber's growth. He's not foolish anymore. Okay, see, this is why I don't do these stories on this website. Because these are just stupid. 3-6 Mafia's Gangsta Boo dead at 43, possible overdose. I saw this on Adam 22 from No Jumpers Instagram last night. R.I.P. Brody Jenner, don't care. We got 3 more stories, and then I give up on TMZ for the day. Idaho, no, we're not talking about murder. We're not talking about Maida. Celine Dion snubbed by Rolling Stone. Not in 200 greatest singers list. Man, she looks old. How old is she? She looks old. I mean, you don't see a lot of her. She's been in Vegas forever. Do we really put much credence in what the Rolling Stone magazine says? They're not the authority on anything anymore like that. We covered this on the Beatdown podcast a few months ago about their greatest hip hop artists or albums or some nonsense. And we're like, who's in charge of this list? And what? Some of it's nonsense. Anyway, moving on. MSN, get you out of here. On with your life. Start your week. It's Monday. I want to get to the gym. How to build muscle fast. Speaking of which, woman with no desire for children gets hysterectomy at 28. Oof. I never wanted kids until I got older. So I don't know if she's going to regret that later. All right, there's nothing happening here. Let's get you on with your first poll question and quiz question of Money 23 and get you on with your life. Hopefully you don't have to work today. Are you feeling optimistic about 2023? That's kind of vague. Financially, about my career, what? I say yes. Oh, wow. Whoa. 14,631 people voted, and it is a 50-50 split. Half of you are like, half of you are like, yay. I'm on the yay. I'm on team yay. Not Kanye, the team hooray. Yay. Health guru Jack LaLanne was the pitch man for, we're on to the quiz segment, obviously. We're not going to keep going on that whole stuff. Jack LaLanne was the pitch man for which diet aiding advice? Why is this in news now? Jack LaLanne, is he even still alive anymore? So is he in the news now? I mean, Jack LaLanne was born in 1914. Yeah, he died over 10 years ago. Anyway, he was the pitch man for which diet aiding device? SodaStream, Power Juicer, Instant Pot. Okay. Instant Pot sounds like when your friend shows up with a bag of weed. SodaStream is brand new. In the last, 10, 15 years? It's got to be Power Juicer. It sounds so generic. 96% of 10,963 people got it right with Power Juicer. And 2% on either side got it wrong. I'll give you one more quiz question and then get you on with your life. Which legendarily vain poet invented the vinegar and water diet popular in the 1820s? You remember the 1820s? We were all around back then. This should be an easy one for you. John Keats, Lord Byron, or Oscar Wilde. Right. Lord Byron. 9,238 people voted. 35% got it right. 24% said Keats. And another 41% said Oscar Wilde. What? Anyway. Oh, good Lord. I just saw the dead popes. Why do we? I don't want to see that. Oh, man. Well, we're going to end the show on a sad note. Anita Pointer of the famed Pointer Sisters is dead at 74. She was a member of the Grammy Award-winning group Pointer Sisters, died peacefully at her Beverly Hills home, California on New Year's Eve, where she was surrounded by her family. While we are deeply saddened by the loss of Anita, we are comforted in knowing she is now with her daughter, Jada, and her sisters, June and Bonnie. Wow, they were all dead and at peace. She was the one that kept us all close and together for so long. Her love of our family will live on in each of us. Heaven is a more loving, beautiful place with Anita there. That's sad. Pointer Sisters were banging. That was a great group back in the day. 3 pretty girls up there, women. I did it again. Singing. Wait, didn't Pointer Sisters do, what was that song they did? Automatic? That's like the greatest song ever. Can we end the show with Automatic? Let's end the show with Automatic. That's what I'm talking about. We're doing that. Have a great week. Rate, review, subscribe if you're watching on the tube. Thanks for listening if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you get your podcasts. And you can always find the audio and the video on v3tv.uk. Not co.uk, but .uk. Not .com. .uk. Do you see what that says? It's flopped for some reason. This one right here. That's where you find us, you guys. The website's back up. It needs to be modernized, but we'll get there. Just know that you can go there and you don't have to worry about the stuff not being on the YouTube. Thanks for listening. We're out. Oh, follow us on Instagram as well if you care to do so. Twitter, V3TV UK. Peace, and we'll catch you when we catch you.
These ones or these ones?
Saw an episode of Intervention. And I know I'm fine.
Illinois, Mr. Robert Bobby McNeely. He is going to join us tonight.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. My name is Elaine Zhang, and today I am here with Eli Seal, documentary filmmaker.
I need more more. Welcome to The Only Way is Linda. Today I have a really special guest here.